الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك أصحاب الجنة هم فيها خالدون وإذ أخذنا ميثاق بني إسرائيل لا تعبدون إلا الله وبالوالدين إحسانا وذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وقولوا لله حسنا وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة ثم توليتم إلا قليلا منكم وأنتم معرضون الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده
Hello, everybody. Hi. Thanks for tuning in for this evening live stream on the Mars occultation by the moon. Okay. So I would like to apologize for a little bit late doing this streaming because there was another previous streaming that we did with Dr. Chong Hon Yu, the president of the Astronomical Society of Penang, and that talk live streaming has just ended, so I can just start this streaming right now. What you're looking now, okay, is actually the live view of the moon. On the left hand side, the live view of the moon, taken with a Maxutos 127 telescope. Okay, so basically we're just zooming in on the moon right now, and if you see on the right hand side, okay, on the right hand side, at the right top, it's not a real image, but it's actually a Stellarium program which you can actually download free from stellarium.org, and it actually shows you Mars just a little bit, I would say, above the moon. Okay, so depending on where you are right now, you're going to get the Mars going behind the moon starting around 9:15. That's depending on where you are. Okay, so where you are, you will, okay, for example, if you take a look here, okay, you can see that if you are in Malaysia, you can see that these are the major town in Malaysia, and you can start, like, for example, Kanga, you actually start to see Mars disappear by 9:14. Okay, so I'm at Penang Island, so it is about 9:15, 9:16, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's get back to the view. Okay. And I'm trying to. The weather is actually quite good. Actually, there's a little bit of cloud coming in right now. Earlier there's been less cloud, but now there seems to be a build up of cloud. And what I'll do that now, I'm going to go up and try to see where is Mars right now. Okay, where is Mars? Let's check. I have to zoom in on Mars. Where is it? I'm still searching for Mars.
السلام عليكم ورحمة
Okay, actually this is Mars. Okay, there's a there's a dot here which is actually Mars, and you cannot see uh, the moon surface because it's actually on the shadow side. Okay, it's on the shadow side. I'm trying to show you the moon. Okay, but apparently we cannot see the moon surface because it's actually on the shadow, so it's a bit dark. Okay, but what you can see is a Mars, and maybe I try to zoom in a little bit so they can see Mars better. Yeah, this is Mars. Okay, can you see that this is Mars? Okay, so right now, if you see from the simulation, Mars is about to go behind the moon. Okay, it's about to go behind the moon, and the exact moment it go behind the moon, we cannot actually, since we cannot see the moon, the dark side of the moon or this unlit part, we can only see maybe when it happen, you can only see it quite suddenly. Okay, so you have to keep an eye on Mars right now, and I believe it's about 9:16 for Penang side. So we have about 4 more minutes to go. Okay, we have 4 more minutes to go before it's going in, and we are very lucky in Penang because I think the weather is still okay, not too bad, although there are some cloud. Okay, then
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا
okay, I think we still have about 3 more minutes. Okay, so if you look at Mars right now, it's actually on a quite high magnification. That's why you see that it's like dancing around. It's not because Mars is actually dancing around, but it's because of the Earth's atmosphere itself. So in astronomy, we call this as a seeing. So depending on how the seeing, if the seeing is bad, you can see that Mars is actually dancing a lot. And right now, actually Mars is about 30 degrees above the horizon. Okay, Mars and the Moon. So it is not a very good time to actually capture the image because um, if it's going nearer to the horizon, you will get more turbulence. Okay, so you will not see a very good. You will not get a good image of Mars or even the Moon. Okay, so if you're looking at the time right now, we are actually 2 more minutes, and I try to see whether we can zoom in more. Okay, this is maybe a little bit overkill. What you expected to have is that exactly at about 9:16, if it's not wrong, okay, not wrong from my place, um, you're able to see Mars going slowly, and it will actually take about 15 seconds to go in all together. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to zoom in to Mars using the Stellarium program so that you can see it better. Okay, so I hope you can see better. You see on the right, top right is actually a Stellarium program, and it's a simulation. Okay, it's not the real image, but you can see that Mars is actually inching closer to the moon. Okay, you can see that the moon surface is actually coming nearer and nearer and nearer. And oh, actually, it's disappeared from my side. Can you see this? Actually, I didn't take a look, but actually, the simulation is slightly slower. Okay, it's actually went inside. I think what happened is that because I put the location for the Stellarium program to be, I think, Butterworth, I think. So it's different from my site here in Pulau Betong in Balik Pulau area. And I missed that one. Actually, it just went in, and if you see the simulation, the simulation is slightly slower. Okay, just because the location is different. Okay, I'm actually further to the west a little bit than the location I set in the software. So even this small discrepancy in location, you can actually get such a big result. Okay, so those people in let me see, let's say the people in let me check. Okay, okay, so if the people, for example, you are in Ipoh. Okay, Ipoh even slower. You see, Ipoh is even slightly more eastern than where I am. So anybody is eastern, their time is the occultation happens slightly later than where I am. Okay, so Penang is one of the earliest. Then we have Ipoh coming up now, right? Ipoh, those people who are in Ipoh, you are actually seeing the occultation right now, and then KL another 1 minute from now. And if you are Seremban, even later. And Johor is 9:21. Okay, 9:21. So I miss, since I was talking, actually I missed the occultation from the live camera as I was looking at the Stellarium. Okay, and actually it happens slightly earlier for me. It's exactly at actually exactly I predicted in Georgetown is 9:15 and 33 seconds. While I set up the Stellarium program, I actually put it to Batos, I believe. So in Batos it's like 9:16. Okay, so I hope you are not as foolish as I am. I hope you saw the occultation of Mars just now. So I'm going to move the telescope view back to the moon. Okay, let me adjust it back to the moon. And let me see. Oh, see the moon so bright. I have to adjust it a little bit. Okay, because I adjust the brightness of hold on now. Okay, we are back to the moon here. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to change the color the brightness a little bit. It's a little bit too bright. Okay, yes. I think they looks okay to me. Okay. Okay. So this is the moon. We are back to the moon, and the occultation is supposed to come out at let me check the time. I think it's supposed to come out at 10:32. I cannot. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let me check for a while. Um, it's supposed to come out around 10:30 for my place. Okay. But I have to confirm back with you. Okay. So in Georgetown, okay, in where I'm taking it from, it's supposed to come up at 10:32 and 15 seconds. Okay, so the earliest will be in Kanga, which is 10:31 and 55. Okay, so if you look back, let me show you the time. Okay, let me show you the time, right? Okay, so if you see in Kanga, the reappearance will commence at 10:31 and 55 seconds. So followed by Alostar, and then Georgetown will be 10:32, slightly 20 seconds later, right? So it's almost the same as when it disappear. We are um, we are actually 20 seconds behind actually Alostar. Behind Kanga, right? And 10 seconds behind Alostar. Okay, so while we are waiting for the reappearance of Mars, which I hope will be clear, okay, which I hope will be clear, the weather will continue to be clear. Um, And if you're actually watching the moon right now, okay, if you're watching the moon right now with your naked eye, let me switch it back to the moon. Okay, if you're looking at the moon, actually the moon is getting lower and lower in the sky. Okay, because the moon is actually setting, and when the occultation end, okay, when the Mars is coming out at 10 about 10:30, moon is actually quite low. Okay, moon is actually quite low. For my side, okay, from my side, I believe the moon will be about 13 degrees in altitude. So 13 degrees to me is actually quite low. A lot of people, maybe you stay in a maybe apartment or even in the landed property, or your house there. Most probably you will not be able to see the moon at this low latitude, okay, low altitude, because it may be blocked by your neighbor's house. It may be blocked by a hill. For my side, actually, it's blocking by the tree, but I have selected a spot where the moon will actually set between the trees. So as long as the sky is clear, I will actually show you how Mars will be like, when it appear out from the moon. Okay, and although it disappear from the dark side of the moon, right now, at 10:32, it will actually appear on the bright side of the moon. Okay, it will appear on the bright side of the moon, so you can see actually coming out. Okay, so before that, maybe I'll give you a little bit of explanation of the whole occultation, for the whole occultation. What's the thing behind this occultation? Okay, okay. So if you look at the map, actually we are actually lucky. For those who are in Malaysia, I don't know if there's any viewer that is tuning in from other part of the world. Um, Actually, the occultation of Mars only visible, okay, only visible on the mostly on the Southeast Asia, and I think the South Asia, right? There's India there. So if you can see from the map, you can see it if you are from India. If you are from, the best view will be from Malaysia, Thailand, and part of Indonesia. Okay, part of Indonesia, because this part of the world we can actually see Mars going in and then coming out from the moon itself. Okay, if you live further east, okay, you're further east. For example, you're from Sabah and Sarawak, right? Okay, those from Sabah and Sarawak, you may only see it going in like right now. Okay, that means you can see that the Mars is occulted by the moon, but you will not see the appearance. Okay, you can see the disappearance. Okay, but you cannot see the appearance. Why? Because the moon has set when it happens. Okay, so for those in the East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, only you can see the disappearance. Okay, but you cannot see the reappearance. Those in Semenanjung, okay, those in Semenanjung is better place. Okay, Semenanjung, Malaysia, you can see both appearance and disappearance. Disappearance and appearance. But for most of us, when it appear, the moon is actually quite low. Okay, so depending on your location, it may be a bit low. So you have to find a place where you have a western view, unobstructed if can. Okay, so what happened after? If you look at the map, okay, anybody that live on the west of India, okay, west of India, right? If you see west of India, actually you can still in the path of occultation, but what happened is that it will happen in the morning, in the daytime. Okay, because when the Mars occultation event happened, these places are still the sun has not set yet. Okay, the sun has not set yet, so the sun is still up. Although you can still see the moon, okay, it's not night time there. You can still see the moon, and I think if you use a telescope, you can even see Mars. Okay, although Mars is a little bit dim, but I believe if your sky is clear enough, you should be able to see Mars. Okay, but then the view will not be as good as those in Malaysia, Thailand, part of Indonesia, and I think most part of India also. Okay, so it's a very fortunate for us. Okay, if you zoom in, yeah, this is the more detailed, more high resolution map of where you can see the occultation of Mars, right? And then, okay, maybe a little bit of where I'm doing this imaging from and where you actually seeing the live view from. Okay, this live view is beamed to you from Malaysia. So in Malaysia we have the what they call the West Malaysia. Okay, I hope you can see my cursor. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we can see the West Malaysia, and you can see the East Malaysia. Okay, so the East Malaysia is actually quite big, and it's only contain two states, the Sabah and Sarawak. The West Malaysia is where I'm from, and actually I'm from the small island on the we'll say the west coast, on the top a little bit near to Thailand. So let me see. Yes, so this is a small island of the mainland of Peninsula Malaysia. This is where called as a Penang. Okay, it's the island of Penang, and on the island of Penang, on the eastern side of Penang, the one that's facing the mainland, you can see that there are a lot of development. Heavy development is mainly on the eastern side of the Penang Island. Okay, so there's some light pollution there. Okay, because there are heavy development, and I'm actually on the southwestern part of Penang. Okay, I hope you can see the cursor. Southwestern part of Penang. I think I didn't on the cursor, but anyway, it's on the southwestern part of Penang. And the southwestern part of Penang, there's an area. The main area is called Balik Pulau. Okay, it's called Balik Pulau. But I'm on the small town there. You can say the village. It's called Pulau Betong, and yeah, this is a satellite view of the whole my area. Okay, there's a whole satellite view of my area. I hope you can see my cursor. Okay, I'm not sure if I on my cursor or not. Okay, but this whole the area at the center there, there's some building here is actually it belongs to my father. Okay, and I have a small observatory which is located here. Okay, there's a small observatory here. I hope you can see. Let me see if I can. Let me check. Okay. Uh, okay, I believe you can see my cursor. Okay, sorry. I think you can see my cursor, right? Okay. This white building is actually my observatory. It's a mini observatory which I usually take my images from or doing some observation from here. But because there are some trees on where the moon direction is, I have to move my telescope to this location here. Okay, I'm at this location. So right now I'm at this location, looking at the moon, and the moon is it was set between the two trees there. So I think I checked it yesterday night. We should be able to see the moon going down, and before it gone totally down, we should be able to see Mars reappearing back. Okay, we should be able to see Mars reappearing back, and that will actually happen in another 1 hour from now. Okay, it's 1 hour from now. So yeah. Okay, maybe I show you a little bit of this one. Can you see this one? Yeah. Okay. Um, Actually, Mars occultation by the moon, it is not actually a very rare event. Okay. In fact, last year itself, in the year in 2020, there are actually 5 such occultation happen. That mean the Mars occult by the moon. I have the 4 dates here. I couldn't find the 5th one. I believe there's another one because there are total of 5. Okay, but it does not. If you see on the visibility map which I showed you earlier, okay, because the moon is actually quite small. Okay, it actually covers about 0.5 degrees of the sky. Okay, it covers 0.5 degrees of the sky, and so when they block uh, Mars, for example, not everybody in the world can see. Okay, it's only a small area that you can see. Okay, like the map just now, you see that is anybody in Thailand down to Malaysia and maybe down to Singapore, a bit of Indonesia. Okay, so that's all. Is that narrow path. If you live along that narrow path, then you can see the Mars occultation. Okay, and anything outside there, you will miss it. Okay, you will miss it. So that's why it's a very although it does not, it actually occur quite often, but most of the time you'll miss it because it's not visible from your side. Okay, it's not visible from your side. So although there are 5 happening last year, and in fact I have not seen any. We have not seen any because it's if you see from the location which I managed to get just now only, most of them happen in North and South America. Some are in South America. I believe the 3rd October was somewhere in Australia. Oh no, not Australia. I think it's wrong. Australia is going to be end of this year. Okay. So yeah, it's a small area. So if you don't live along the path, you will miss it. Like last year, we miss it, and in fact, last year is a good. If it's happened, I know. For those who have seen it, the occultation of Mars. If you manage to see the occultation last year, it's a good view because why? Because last year in October, I believe it's October 6th, Mars actually came very close to the Earth. Okay, October 6th. So there was one occultation that were visible in some part of the world, which happened on the 3rd of October. So that is very close to the opposition of Mars. That's when the Mars getting very close to the Earth, and therefore Mars will actually appear quite big. Okay, right now Mars is actually going away from the Earth, and it's actually almost at the furthest part. I think it's about maybe 100 million kilometer away. Okay, so if you see the image of the live view of Mars earlier, you can see that Mars is actually just a just a dot, red color dot, jumping around, and you can't see any detail on Mars. Okay, compared to when it was closed. Okay, when it was closed, actually you can see Mars. You should be able to see some detail on the Mars surface, as well as the North Polar ice cap and the South Polar ice cap. Okay, so right now we can just see a dot. Maybe not a real dot, but just a small disk of Mars. Okay, small disk of Mars, instead of a bigger disk. But anyway, I've not seen the occultation of Mars before. Okay, I've been in astronomy for like 30 years. I believe I've seen Jupiter occultation by the moon maybe about 20 years ago. Okay, and since then I don't believe I've seen any other occultation other than that, right? So the next occultation of Mars, okay, the next occultation of Mars is actually happening. There are two instances of occultation happening in December itself. One is on the 3rd of December, okay, and on the 3rd of December, those from Japan, Korea, and Russia, you are able to see it, right? You are able to see it, and those in Australia will be able to see the occultation of Mars by the moon at the end of the year, 31st of December. Okay. Okay. Maybe I back to the let me go back to the view of the moon, the live view of the moon. Okay. Okay. I hope you can see it. You see now Mars is still showing. Let me see. I adjust the Stellarium program. Okay. Let me check the Stellarium program. Okay. Let me move the moon back. Let me show you the moon back. Okay. Okay. So this is the moon, right? And well, a little bit of this program. Okay. This is a what we call as a planetarium software. Okay, it's a simulation program that can actually show you what has happened or what's going to happen. It can show you what is the past and the future at the current. Right now we are looking at the current moon. Okay, we are looking at the moon currently, how the moon will look like. Mars is actually going behind. Okay, Mars going behind, and the time now is actually following the computer time is 9:39 right now. Okay, what we can do, it is actually we can actually fast forward the time. You want to know when it's coming out, right? Okay, when it's coming out. Okay, maybe what I'll do that let me fast forward a bit. Okay, if you see the time at the bottom here is 9:39. I'm going to forward it a little bit faster. Now it's going at 9:44, 9:46, 9:47. I don't know if you can see it or not. I put it very small, but it's coming up to 10 o'clock. Okay, coming up to 10, 10:01, 10:02. So I want to see where is Mars coming out from. Okay, where's Mars coming out of? Because it's behind the moon right now, right? It's behind the moon right now. We don't to get caught by surprise. Okay, we're gonna get can you see that Mars coming up from here? Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, let me zoom a little bit. Okay, now it's actually moving. Let me try to move it a little bit. Where's Mars? Sorry. Let me wait. I'll get back to the view earlier because it moved out. Sorry. Let me zoom in again. Okay, let me zoom in again. Okay, I'm going to fast forward the time a little bit to 10:32 when Mars coming out. Let Mars come out first. Okay. Okay, let me center on Mars for a while. Okay, and let me zoom in. Okay. Okay. This is actually 10:38. Let me reverse back the time. Okay. Let me reverse back the time on the software. Okay, it's reversing now. Okay, let me reverse slowly. Okay, you can see that moon is actually the Mars is actually going backward. We are reversing at 10:33 right now. It's coming in. Okay, right. Can you see it here? Okay, if I zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Let me check. Let me go back first. Okay, let me go it back first. Okay, this one is for Batos, okay, not from where I am. So from where I am, it will be slightly earlier coming out. So take note into that. I just want to see how it look like. Okay, see, this is the point that is coming out from behind the moon. Okay, coming out from behind the moon. And if I zoom out, okay, if I zoom out, you can see that. Can you see the moon? I mean, this is the part where it's coming out from the moon. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to look at the my image of the moon, my live image of the moon, and I'm actually going to the place where it's coming out from. Yes, can you see that? Okay, okay. Can you match that with the planetarium software? Okay, can you match that with the planetarium software? You can see that there's a what they call the mare here. It's a dark area on the moon. This I think is Mare Crisium, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it's actually coming from this side, right? So if I'm not mistaken, it will be coming out from this side of the moon, okay? When the occultation ends. So I hope that we are not going to get caught by surprise, you know, of the mass coming out from here or here, you know. There may be some slight offset a little bit, but I don't expect a lot. Because I still my planetarium software is still show. I still put it at Batos, I believe. So Batos is just slightly east of my place, but because the longitude is about the same, so I don't expect mass to come out from a different area than the simulated. The area should be about the same. It's just that the time different a little bit. So as far as I know just now, from the observation earlier, it's about 30-second different. Okay, so if you are in Batu, you'll be 30-second later. In Penang, we're actually 30-second earlier. So Batu's later 30 seconds, right? Okay, so the moon, the mass will actually come out from this direction. So I hope we don't get caught by a surprise when it come out. Okay, this time we'll be better prepared. It's just that I hope that the weather will cooperate with us. Okay, will cooperate with us. So if you have any you know any question that you would like to ask, you can just write in the comment page, and I think I will try to answer them. I'm just alone here in the live observation area here. So I'll be like a bit heavy-handed a bit. So well, thanks for coming in. I can see that a few of the member is in the viewing right now. There's a astronomy enthusiast in KL, I believe, right? Kut is in KL, or it's a old friend which I have not met for a long time, and we have a new member, I think Xiang Bun. Okay, and thanks for Dr. Jahanara. Okay, he's from India. I hope you I hope the weather is India is good. Okay. I hope that you saw the mass occultation earlier, and for India, I believe the moon will be higher up than us. Okay, for us the moon in Penang is actually very low now. Okay, lower than what I hoped for. In India will be much well higher up. I think it's like maybe India like 2 time zone different, right? So there is 2 time zone different, then will be about maybe 30 degrees different in altitude. So if the moon here is about 20 degrees altitude, then in India will probably be about 50 degrees, right? I believe. Yeah, but then the sky may just turn, it may just be a dark sunset for you, for some part of India, I believe, right? So, well, thank you for those coming in to join the live session right now. I hope you enjoy the live session. I try to keep you as as how to say. I'll try to give you as much information that I can. Okay, maybe a little bit of what I am using. Okay, this life of the moon image. Okay, the life of the moon image is actually taken using a camera. Okay, it's a, I believe it's a just it's a type of industrial camera, but a lot of people have been using it and have been modified to become astronomy camera. It's actually a like a video camera, the size of a webcam. Okay, and I'm using right now is actually called a QHY. I think it's 178 camera. Okay, QHY 178. It actually record the moon in video format. Okay, it record in video. It has a very high frame rate. If I do it as a small resolution, I can achieve like 200 frames per second. But if I do a, you know, if I do a low resolution, you know, maybe a 320 by 240, I can do a 200 frame per second. Right now I'm actually using the whole size of the sensor is actually 3056 by 2048 pixel. Okay, so this is the full resolution of the camera itself, and is, I believe it's only about 10 frames per second maybe, right? It's pretty slow, but it's a very high resolution. Okay, very high resolution, and it's basically it's a what we call as a planetary camera, because it has a very small sensor. It can record at a very high frame rate, and most of us actually use this to record planet. Okay, you use record planet. Well, it's not only planet, you can record the moon, you can record the sun and any bright object. Okay, so this is I let you see what the the resolution, how it look like. Yeah, this is how it look like actually. Okay, this is how the moon will look like. Okay, this is how the moon look like. I can slew it around maybe. Yeah, you can see this at the full resolution zoom in view. Okay, zoom in view. The image is not as good as I wanted. Okay, one of the reason is that the moon is actually going in behind some cloud, and it's not a very thin cloud. It's actually quite thick also, because with the naked eye I can actually see that the moon really dims. Okay, really dim. It's a bit dark now, so I hope that the cloud will move away soon, before the mass coming out from the, you know, mass coming out from the moon, behind the moon. Okay, so anyway, this is how the moon look like. Okay, this is how the moon look like. When we do record the moon or the any of the planet, we actually for us we actually record in the video. Okay, we record in the video. um each video will contain like maybe 1000 frame. Okay, so after the recording, what we'll do, we actually use a software. Okay, some may prefer to use what it calls as a auto stacker. Some will use Registack. And what we actually wanted to do is that we take all this 1000 frame or 2000 frame of the video that the video contain, and we actually ask the software to pick up the best frame Okay, because all out of the 1000 frame, there will be a lot of frame which contain, you know, um, part of the moon which actually very blur. Okay, not because of it's not focused or because the optic is the telescope is bad or what, but because of the turbulence of our atmosphere, what we call as a seeing. Okay, so like right now, if you are looking at the live image of the moon, okay, if you are looking at the live image of the moon, you can see that the moon is actually like dancing. Okay, it's moving slightly left, slightly right, down, up, all these things, and moving all kind of doing all kind of funny movement, right? So there's one thing that you can actually see is actually moving, and this is caused by the seeing. Okay, this is caused by the seeing. And on top of that, I don't know whether you can see it or not. Okay, because of the resolution of the streaming. But if you look properly, okay, you can see that there are a lot of what we call as a random noise. Okay, random noise means there are pixels. Those pixels that are maybe you see as a green color or blue color or red color that sort of peppers around the photo. Okay, they appear at one location, then it jumps to another location, then another location, and it's what we call a random noise. Okay, this kind of noise, it actually reduce the quality of the photo, right? It actually reduce the quality of the photo. So what we actually do is that we actually pick up those best image that contain in the video. Maybe out of the 1000 images, we pick up like 10%, maybe 100 images, and this 100 images is so called the better of the 1000. So this better image, we actually stack them together. Okay, by stacking them together, we actually increase the signal to noise ratio, and we should be able to get better image. Okay, better image of the object. Okay, so by doing that, we can sort of overcome the bad seeing. We sort of overcome those noise in the image itself. Those noise are actually, most of it is actually random noise. If you take a video image, you see, there are even noise that actually appear because of the heat in the camera itself, but that one is not that significant when we do planetary image. Okay, so this is what we do. So let me move a little bit. Look like what happened. Okay, what happened now? From what I see from my location here, the cloud is actually getting thicker. Okay, the cloud is getting thicker. I hope it does not totally obstruct the moon, because I hate to see that when we are waiting for like 1 hour, waiting for the Mars to come out. Then after that, we are blocked by the cloud. Okay, so I hope that the cloud don't get any thicker. In fact, I hope that the cloud uh, get thinner. Okay, so this is the view of the moon right now. Let me go get you ready to the site where it's coming out soon. Not to say soon, there'll be like another what, 37 minutes from now. Okay, don't take my time for granted. Okay, please look at your location, at your local location. For Penang, it will be, let me check again. Okay, I'm a bit old now. Let me check what is it in Penang. Let me get back to the presentation. Right. Okay. Let me check back. Okay. Okay. So the time that we are waiting for is actually 10:32 and 15 seconds. Okay. This is Georgetown, so it'll be accurate. I think mine will be slightly earlier a bit because I'm a little bit west of Georgetown. Okay. Because just now I was taking the Butterworth one, which is about 30 seconds later, which I missed that. So yeah, okay, so we are in Georgetown, so I believe it's George. I'm west of Georgetown, so it will definitely be 5 seconds or more earlier than the predicted time for Georgetown, which is 10:32 and 15. So we better start looking at 10:32 itself, okay, or earlier than that. By 10:32, we should be able to, uh, concentrate on the spot where the mask is supposed to come out. Okay, I don't want to miss it like earlier when it's going in. Okay, I was caught by surprise, right? So let me check back the sharp cap. Okay, sharp cap. There's the software that I use to open up my camera. And okay, so a little bit on this Stellarium software. Actually, the Stellarium software is actually very good. Um, let me show you a little bit of what the Stellarium software can do. Okay, I still put it at the side a bit small. Maybe you won't see very well, but just give you a little bit insight of what is Stellarium software, right? Let me check. Let me go ahead. Okay, okay. So if you see at the Stellarium software, okay, it actually tells you a lot of other things, not only the occultation or Mars or whatever. I think whatever happened in the sky, it will tell you. And this is the current time right now, 9:57. We are going to be 9:58 right now. Okay, 9:50. Sorry, let me do the time right now. Make sure it's right. Okay, okay. So this is if you are looking towards the moon, right? If you are looking towards the moon right now, um, you can actually see that. I hope your sky is clear because you can see from the software itself. Okay, if you see from the software itself, on the left side of the moon, slightly above, it is a star called Betelgeuse. Okay, let me show you. I hope you can see well in the because it's still pretty small. You can see this star is called Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is actually a star in the constellation of Orion, the hunter, right? So if you can find Betelgeuse on the left side of the moon, if you look towards the left some more, you can see there are three stars that form the belt of Orion. Okay, I know a lot of people actually know this constellation, right? It is very prominent, especially in the beginning of the year. For those who are Chinese, we celebrate Chinese New Year in the month of in the month of usually late January, early February. And after you have your dinner, if you come outside, you can see that Orion is actually overhead during February, late January, early February. Orion will be overhead you at 8 p.m. So it's very easy to recognize this constellation because there are three stars in a row. Okay, and if you actually see it properly, on the right of the three star, you can see a red star which we call as a Betelgeuse, and on the left is actually a star called Rigel. Okay, it's very easy to see. You can see three star on the right, red star on the left, white blue star. They are very bright, and if your sky is clear right now, they are going low in the sky on the left of the moon in the western sky itself. Okay, so if your sky is still okay, you can try to see this constellation. Okay, they are very clear, and this one will show you. You can use Stellarium to show you uh, what star is in the sky right now. Okay, so anytime, anywhere you are, make sure you set your location correctly. Not like myself, I set it wrong. I set it to Batu just now, and I think I missed the viewing the occultation. Okay, so put in your location, and it will actually tell you exactly what you are looking at. Okay, what you are looking at, and I'll try to show you a little bit neat. neat feature in the Stellarium itself. If you don't know what constellation, you just press C. Oh yes, I can see the line there, right? Sorry, you press V, you can get the name of the constellation, which you can see like Orion, and you can see the stick diagram of the constellation Orion, and we can see that actually the moon above the moon is the constellation of Gemini. Okay, so those who are Gemini, I believe is when those people born in somewhere around June, correct? So if you are born in June, most probably you are in the Gemini, you know, zodiac sign. So this is your constellation, okay? And how does this Gemini look like? This just look like stick diagram. What happened? I mean, can I see the full figure? You can actually see the full figure, right? Okay, see this Gemini, the twin, right? So you can see the twin there. Can you start to visualize that actually the stick diagram look like, yeah, actually two people holding hand together, So Gemini is actually part of the constellation, what you call as a zodiac constellation. Okay, there are 12 zodiac constellation, as you know, right? And one for each month. And actually, zodiac constellation, I mean, in the sky itself, okay, in the sky itself, there are actually 88 constellation. Okay, 88 constellation. 12 of these constellation we know as the zodiac constellation because why? They are our birth date. Okay, we are our birth date. We have Gemini. You can see Taurus is actually setting down. If you move up in the sky, woo, you can see Cancer. Right, Cancer, the crab. Overhead right now is actually Leo. Leo, the lion, is actually overhead of us right now. Okay, if you look up, that's Leo. And of course, the sky turning around, you can see Virgo, which is just rising up. And even just above the horizon right now, I think you may not be able to see it right now, is actually Libra. Libra are those people that I think born in October. So your constellation is just coming out. Okay, right? It's just coming out. And why is these 12 constellations differ from other constellation in the sky? There are 88 constellations. There are 12 of them. They are zodiac constellation. And there are 76 that is not zodiac, including Orion, the famous one that I told you earlier. A lot of people actually know about Ursa Major, the Big Bear, right? A lot of people know about the Big Bear. So the Big Bear is in the north part of the sky. So that's called the Ursa Major, the Big Bear. And I know you also know about the Southern Cross, which appear on the south side, right? These are also constellations, right? And there are actually other funny constellation. There are Corvus, there are Crater, Aquila, Sexton, right? Um, the biggest constellation, the longest, is actually Hydra, the sea snake. Okay, which you can see here, right? Okay, these are all constellations. There are 88 of them. Let me zoom out the whole sky for you. Let me try and see. I'm not so familiar with it. Yeah, okay. Let me remove some of the funny letter here. Right, you can see. Okay, now you can see the whole thing, right? Can you see the Big Bear here? That's the Ursa Major itself, the Big Bear. Okay, it appear to the north of you. It's rising. Okay, quite well, right? Um, okay. Why is there 12 zodiac constellation? What about the other 76? Why are they not the zodiac constellation? There are only 12, right? Why? It's because, let me try to see. I click correct. Yes, I clicked correctly. Okay. Okay. If you see, let me zoom in a little bit. No, that's the equator. Sorry, it's wrong. This is correct. That's the wrong. Okay. Okay. If you see this line, okay, this line is actually what we call as the ecliptic line. Okay, ecliptic line is actually the path of the sun. Okay, we cannot see the sun right now, right? Of course, we cannot see the sun, but if the sun is actually going at this location, I mean, if you're going in the sky, it actually pass through this line. Okay, you may not see the sun right now because the sun is behind us, but in the few months from now, the sun will come to this region, and it actually go along this path. Okay, this is what you call the ecliptic, and anywhere along this line, you can actually see your constellation, your zodiac constellation. Like for example, you have the Taurus just now. Then you go up, you have your Gemini, right? You have your Cancer. You have the Leo, the Lion. You have a Spica. Sorry, Spica. Right? This you have your Virgo. You have the Leo. You have the Libra coming up, right? And if you stay long enough today, okay, you stay right to the early morning, you can actually see that the sky is actually moving. Let me do forward for you. Can you see the sky is moving? It's going up. Then you see as the night progress, the Gemini, which is located in the west, start to set. You can have the Cancer start to set, the Leo start to set, and it actually replaced by what? You replace by Scorpio. Scorpio is rising up in the early morning. Let me stop this for a while. Okay. Early tomorrow morning, about 4 in the morning. Actually, Scorpio, it is overhead. Not to say overhead, it's actually high in the sky, but it's located slightly to the south. Okay, slightly to the south. And you can see Scorpio in the sky with your naked eye. It will look like a big J like that. It's a big J, letter J. Okay, and that is Scorpio. And beside Scorpio, on the left of it will be Sagittarius. Okay, and not only that, early tomorrow morning at 4, oh sorry, this is 5, I was mistaken, 5 in the morning. Okay, 5 in the morning, Scorpio will be overhead, and 5 in the morning you can actually start to see two planets in your sky. Okay, if you look east side, look toward the east, look about halfway across the sky at about 6 a.m. the best. Okay, by 6 a.m. they should go higher, so about halfway across the sky, look toward the east, I mean, you can see Saturn, which actually appear like a yellowish star. Okay, there is Saturn, and below Saturn, about 10 degrees below Saturn, is a bright white star, which is actually Jupiter. So those without telescope, you can still see this planet with your naked eye. But if you have a telescope, then you can probably see Saturn with the ring, and you can see Jupiter with 4 of its moon. Okay, so it's a very interesting object, and well, it's this one is applicable for this month itself. Like all other object and all other constellation in the sky, um, every month they will rise up 2 hours earlier. Okay, they will rise up 2 hours earlier. So if you want to see Saturn and Jupiter and you hate to wake up early in the morning, you you can wait for the next few months. Okay, I believe will be like, okay, now will be April, so they rise up about 5 a.m. they're really high. In May, 3 a.m. they'll be already high. June 1 a.m. then 11 p.m. will be in July. So by July they'll be quite high up in the evening. Okay, so if you don't want to wake up early in the morning, then if you want to see this planet, this pair of planet, Jupiter and Saturn, then the best view will be in July and August when they will appear in the early evening, right? Okay, so this is a very interesting software. It is free. Okay, free is for the desktop. Is that's a little bit of wrong information a bit. Okay, for those on the mobile one, I believe it's a small fee, I believe. But those using desktop on your computer, it is actually free. So you can just download and use. Okay, it's a very interesting program. I use it quite a lot, just to get an idea of what happened, what happened in the sky. Although I have seen the sky, for a very long time, but we still need to refer it back, you know. Okay, now let me get back to the moon, okay, because the time now is actually flying. It's actually 10:11 p.m. now, right? So we are just about 19 minutes away for Sunpat. Is Yeah, 20 minutes away from the ends of occultation, and too bad to see that the moon is actually getting blocked lower and lower and you know blocked by the cloud. Let me get back to the moon. I want to see the moon. I'm very curious now. Okay, let's close everything. Okay, okay, so this is the moon right now from our simulated view. And let me check the view of the let me see the view. It's a bit dark now. So what I'll do is that I'm just going to the my you can see there is the moon is like, compared to earlier, the moon is actually getting so much darker, not because of anything, but there are more cloud coming in. Okay, there are more cloud coming in. So I hope that there won't be any more, you know, cloud coming in more. And I just realized that if you I don't know whether it's recorded, but there's a lot of background noise from the frog. Okay, for those who have not familiar the with the Malaysian scene. Okay, sometime during bad weather, after the bad weather or beginning of the bad weather, we can hear the frog sound of the frog. So right now it seems that there's a lot of frog coming to join us for the live view. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is actually I'm going to adjust um, the camera so that it actually show us brighter moon. Right now I can go up, but you know it looks brighter, but the image will be degrading a bit. There's not much I can do because there's a heavy cloud in front right now. So I hope that we'll get a good view of the uh, of Mars coming out. So right now it's 10:14. I'm getting very 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 anxious right now. Hopefully that we can see Mars coming out. Let me get it right where it is right now. Okay. And what I'm actually going to do is that I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let me call it a little bit greedy. You know. Let me zoom in a little bit. Can I do that? Is it good enough? I think so. I think so. Let me see. I hope I'm in the right location. Right? If I'm not mistaken, coming up from here, right? So you better look around this edge to see coming out. I hope I didn't do any mistake. Let me see. It is if you are into this hobby for a long time, and if you are have been observing this kind of event, you will agree that sometimes we can do a lot of practice, like you want to practice to capture the moon, capture the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, whatever. And we have been doing all kind of, put so much hour in the practice. And when it comes to the actual day, we actually doing a very, silly mistake. It's just because that when when the actual event is happening, we get lost track of time. We lost track of our, we will forget to do this, we'll forget to do that. And sometimes although we have checked that we have our camera ready, we have all the battery charged, the laptop, the computers, everything is okay, but during the actual event itself, you may found that a lot of things not going as expected. You may found that suddenly your battery is flat out of nowhere, or your camera suddenly cannot turn on, and it happens to a lot of people, and you can probably say that it's something like I don't know, the jinx or something like that. It's like you have this thing happening. So right now, I'm trying to make sure that everything is goes on well. Okay, everything goes on well. I hope that we are looking at the correct area. We are actually looking at the correct time also. Okay, we don't want to make the same mistake as earlier. Okay. So yeah, it's I can see that the cloud is coming, and it's like not moving. It's like not moving. Uh, okay, that's we get question from our president itself, Dr. Chong. Uh, Near to which crater the feature of the moon must be appearing? Okay, okay. Where is will we appear? Just now we are showing is that it's actually on the left of Mare Crisium, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's correct the name. Let me show those who have missed the earlier presentation. If I zoom it closer, if I fast forward the time, let me see where the okay, sorry. Let me go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. Okay. Let me zoom it in here. Okay, let me center the mask and let me see. Can you see that? Okay. So it is coming up from here. Right here. Yes. Okay, let me zoom in some more. I think it's not very clear. Yeah, let's zoom in. Okay. Can you see that? Okay, now it's not so done. Okay, right here. Okay. So you're coming out. There's a crater here. So there's the Mare is here. I think Mare Crisium. I think I'm not mistaken. There are some more dark area here. So it'll be coming up from here. So let me get back to the webcam program. Um, it's like the cloud is coming in and in and in and in. Look like we have no choice but actually to increase the brightness more. Dang, we are dead. I think it's getting so how to say, getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Okay, but anyway, okay, if you look at the simulation from the Stellarium, you should be able to see the Mare here, the Mare Crisium. There's a dark area here, there's another dark area here. So I think the Mars will be coming up from here, right? Okay, there's a crater here also, which you can see here. There's a crater, right? So it's coming out between Mare Crisium and this crater here at the center here. So I believe it's somewhere here. So this is the spot that we are actually going to zoom in and take a look. Okay. Right now it's a little bit getting darker. We are about 12 minutes away. Hopefully the cloud is not going to, the cloud can dissipate soon. If it's not dissipate soon also, at least, you know, don't get any worse. Okay, so let me see if I make it correct. Okay, I think should be somewhere here. So I'm not going to move uh the cursor. I think I'm going to put it here. Wait, let me go back to that live Stellarium view. Um, okay, so if you actually, the Stellarium actually shows you the position of the Mars behind the moon, right? And do take note that as I said earlier, um, since the location I put is to the east side a little bit, to the Batua side, it will appear will appear slightly later than Earth. So we should see Mars appearing slightly earlier. So what we do that we have to look at Mars slowly, let it slowly move to the Asia. When it comes to the Asia, make sure that we look at the live view, okay? Don't look at the Stellarium because it will be slightly slower. So we look at the live views to make sure that we see the actual reappearance of Mars, okay? We don't get caught by surprise like earlier, okay? So can it be seen with naked eye? Actually, yes. Okay. There's a little bit of difficult to say. It all depends on your location, right? Um, if your location at your location, if the sky is good condition, okay, the sky is good condition, you can see the moon very clearly. Yes, you can actually see Mars reappearing. Okay, Mars will actually be, if you can see earlier, right now, just now I was telling you about the star Betelgeuse, right? I was telling you about the star Betelgeuse. Okay, Betelgeuse is the star, the red star in the constellation of Orion. I believe that star is about magnitude maybe 1.5. So Mars is actually about that brightness and about that color also. Is something like an orangey color. So if you can see Betelgeuse with your naked eye right now, you should be able to see Mars also. Okay, when it reappear, of course, right? Um, you will not be able to see at the instant when it will appear. Okay, because you're looking at the with the naked eye, and because our eye don't have high magnification, so you will not see it uh, so easily, so apparently, right? But if by using the telescope and like a camera system that I have right now, you can actually see Mars appearing immediately when it's coming out from behind the moon. Okay, and Mars is actually, although it's actually small right now, I believe the size of Mars right now is about 4 arc second. Okay, it's about 4 arc second. So it's still you know, it is not like uh, just a dot. But if you look through a telescope, it's actually a small disc. Okay, a small circle. Although it's small, it's still a small circle. And for it to coming out from the moon, it actually take a little bit of time. I believe about 10 to 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So it actually take about 10 to 15 seconds from the time we saw a small part of the Mars until it fully come out. It will take about 10 to 15 seconds. So if you want, you can time it. You know, if you have a stopwatch, as soon as you see Mars, you click on it, then you see how fast for Mars to actually coming out. Okay, the old astronomer used to do that. Okay, from doing this kind of observation, actually they can find out a lot of things like the size of the Mars, the speed of the moon covering the Mars, whatever. A lot of things they can calculate by just this observation of looking at Mars going behind the moon or coming out from the moon. um, the observation that we can, especially one of the result from the early observation of such occultation. Okay, maybe the moon occult the moon, the moon occult Mars, the moon can occult stars, planet and other things, right? When they first saw it, the early astronomer, when they first saw this occultation, they can actually see that, they can actually conclude that this moon do not have any atmosphere. Okay, they know that the moon got no atmosphere. Why? Because when the star goes behind the moon, it will disappear immediately. That means at one time you can see the star. You can see that the star is moving very near to the moon. Then when the star go behind the moon, immediately it disappear. Okay, it will disappear. So we know that the the um, the moon do not have atmosphere. If you have an atmosphere, what will happen is that before the star actually go behind the planet, it will actually flicker a little bit. It's like when we are looking at the sky, then we can see stars, right? Then sometimes there are cloud moving in front of the star. Then you can see that the stars start to dim a little bit. Okay, so if there are atmosphere on moon, you can actually see the star going behind the moon, and it will flicker before it disappears. But we know that the moon got no atmosphere, so when the star go touch the limb of the moon, it will disappear immediately. There's no flickering. Okay, but because Mars, it has a diameter of about 4 arc seconds, there's still a little bit of this there. It'll take time a little bit for it to fully come out. Okay, that's what you are expected to see at 10:32 soon, right? There's another 5 minutes only. Okay, and I can see there's a cloud. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see a cloud coming in from the left side of the moon right now. It's blocking the moon. Okay, hopefully, hopefully you go past there. I can see the cloud. Can you see the cloud there? Okay. Okay, there's another question of why the duration of ingress is slightly longer than that of the egress. Is it their relative motion? Okay, this one, is it longer? Uh, I'm not very sure what do you mean by is it longer, or I'm not sure. Let me check again. Okay. I will not be able to. Maybe Dr. Chong can reply to this question. Okay, or if not, after the presentation, after the live stream, we'll find out the answer and we'll get back to you. Okay, so what happened now? I can see that the moon totally disappeared. Come on, let me check the okay. What I'm going to do, then I'm going to pump up the pump up the oh no, now it's become very dark now. The moon has become very dark, and we are only about, what is it? We are only like 4 minutes away. Let me check the time again. We're supposed to be 10:32 and about 10 seconds, right? 10:32. So now I can see more cloud coming in. We are 10:32, and we are so close to it, and we are very close to it, and I can see the cloud coming thicker and thicker, and I can't see the moon with my naked eye right now. What's happening? Ah, let me check. Let me check. Yeah, the cloud is totally blocking the moon from my view here. It's totally blocking the, and it's a bad timing for the cloud. Earlier at least we can still see a little bit of moon, right? Now it's like slowly blocking in, and I hope that the cloud will go away soon because we only have about 3 minutes to go. You can see from the Stellarium software. You can see that from the Stellarium software that the Mars is actually coming close to the edge of the moon right now. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, um, don't follow the Stellarium which I have right now because it's slower than a few, at least 15-20 seconds. Okay, so make sure that even before the Mars go to the edge, at about 2 more minutes from now, make sure that you look at the live camera, okay, live image rather than the Stellarium. Okay, so what happened is that oh, okay, so we are actually look like I can see a little bit of the moon edge right now. um if we are looking at it right now, what happens is that we will not be able to see, the whole um we are not able to see um, a very nice image of Mars sticking out from the moon. Okay, we still have 1 more minute. Okay, don't look at the Stellarium program. Okay, Stellarium's program is slightly slow. The Stellarium program is on the right. Look at the live view of Mars right now. Okay, because the live view of Mars right now is showing you the actual view. So um, we still have about 30 seconds counting. Okay, 30 seconds. So make sure you look at the live view. I hope that we can see Mars, see who can see Mars coming out first. Although now is since the moon is so dim, I think Mars will even be dimmer. I don't know whether we can still catch it from the view here, because Mars is actually much dimmer than the moon. So it is about coming out right now. Coming out right now. Okay, continue watching. I don't know who will catch it first. I hope we can still see Mars with the current condition of the sky, because the moon is so dim right now, and you know Mars is much dimmer. Actually it's supposed to come out right now, but I cannot see the Mars. Okay, anybody can see Mars? It's coming in. Oh no, oh no, it's like it's the time right now. It should be appearing now. Okay, at this moment, Mars should be appearing. Since we cannot really actually see the outline of the moon, it is much more difficult for us to see Mars, because Mars is actually just like a star. Okay, maybe a bright star, but then compared to the moon is much brighter. So if you cannot see the moon right now, it is a little bit hard for us to see Mars. Okay. We should be able to see. Yeah, somebody comment we should be able to see. Yeah, we should be able to see, but we are not seeing it yet. The sky is bad. I hope you're in those who are in Penang or in any other place, you already saw Mars out from the moon. Okay, and not like us right here. Not from my place. I'm still trying to look at Mars. You see, even from the Stellarium program, Mars is actually coming out quite far from the moon right now, even in Zimbatus. Okay, so we actually missed the for those who are watching the live stream. I'm sorry to see that the live stream of the end of the occultation is not that successful. Okay, it's not that successful because Mars supposed to be out, but I cannot see Mars yet. Uh, in fact, I can barely see. In fact, I cannot see the moon with my naked eye. The camera is actually much sensitive to the naked eye than, I mean, it's much more sensitive than my naked eye actually. So there's the moon is not visible. Okay, the moon is not visible, but the camera itself is able to detect the moon. But yeah, is that Mars somewhere here? Is this Mars? I saw a dot here. I saw a dot here. Is it Mars? I'm not sure. Let me see. I saw a dot here. It's some kind of dot here. Okay, maybe it's not, but I think I saw a dot here. Okay, I saw a dot here. I don't know if it's Mars or not. There's some kind of dot there. Okay, they're dancing around. It's quite dim, but I can see something there. Is it Mars? Okay, let me check in a short while. Hopefully it's clear. So we are actually 3 minutes uh, from the predicted time that Mars come out, and sad to see. I think we actually missed. I hope some of you actually saw it from your own home. Anybody see it? Please give a shout out. I know that we cannot see. I can see it from here. I don't know if there's any other place in Malaysia that can actually see it, like in KL or Johor. There are a few. I'm sure there are at least two or three group that's streaming in from KL. So I hope they can see it, but look like from Penang is totally blocked out. I'm very sorry about that. That's the only thing that we cannot control. Okay, we cannot control. Although we have all the equipment set up and things like that, we are try to bring it out. Yeah, but too bad that the condition is bad. The edge of the now I cannot even see the edge of the moon right now. It's totally blocked. It's totally blocked. I cannot see anything now. Okay, it's too bad. Now you cannot see the moon. So okay, don't worry. Okay, we can say that we probably not that lucky, when we are watching the occultation of Mars coming out. But don't forget, actually, there are many other interesting actually event coming out. Okay, from from what I can remember is that there will be a lunar eclipse. Okay, there will be a total lunar eclipse happening on I think May 26th, if I'm not mistaken. You have to check back the time again. I think it's on May 26th. There'll be next month. There'll be a total lunar eclipse, and that will happen in the evening sky when the sun set and the moon rises. We should see the moon in full eclipse when it rises. Okay, so it's a very good photo opportunity for those who want to see the full moon in total eclipse rising from the horizon. Um, there's a good time to see next month on on May 26th, I believe. Go and check the date back again. Check back on our um, check back on our Facebook site, Astronomy Society of Penang, for any event that we are going to hold for that special lunar eclipse. Okay, depending on the current MCO that we're having right now. Let's say we can have an observation next month. Maybe we can have a public observation, and we are going to tell you the exact site of the observation in our Facebook page. So make sure that you come back on our Facebook page. Please check back regularly. We also have other program coming out. Almost every week we have a program coming out. We have a live talk with Dr. Chong, our president, earlier before the live stream of this one. And next week and the week after that, I think we still have more program coming. Okay, please check back our Facebook page to see what program is coming to you. Okay, so yeah, I think this thank you very very much. Okay, thank you very very much for joining me for the occultation, mass occultation by the moon. uh, I think we have some kind of success watching the occultation, the starting of the occultation. But unfortunately, due to the bad weather, we missed the occultation, the reappearance of Mars. Okay, but don't worry, there will be more event coming. Okay, there will be more event coming. There will be more surprise. There will be more program that we know will be coming. There may even be surprises, like maybe there's a new comet coming and things like that. You know that we will show you, we will bring to you live. Okay, in our next stream. So don't forget to tune in to check back our Facebook page. Okay, check back our Facebook page. We have a lot of program for those people, especially in Penang. We would like to thank all the viewers that have been joining me for the past 1 hour and 40 minutes probably. Okay, so I hope that you have enjoyed the live stream, and I hope to see you again. Okay, I hope to see you again in the future event. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, good to have you here. Bye bye.